classes. Today's our topic is genetic disorders. So let's start. Genetic disorders. From the name itself you will understand there is some changes, some problem in that genes, right? So these disorders are due to the changes in the genes or even the entire chromosomes, right? That means if any changes are happening in the genes or the chromosome, that will be inherited to the next generation, right? So there are diseases which is actually in the course of time, there are so many diseases is actually getting, and that will not transfer into the next generation. But these diseases or these disorders, that's why we are naming it as disorders, this can be transferred into the next generation. We are not telling that this can be transferred to the next generation, right? So such disorders in which actually there will be some malformation in the gene or in the entire chromosome, we will name it as our genetic disorders, right? So we told that it is due to the change in genes or the entire chromosomes. These genetic disorders we can categorize into two categories, right? So that's actually one, Mendelian disorders, and another one, the chromosomal disorders, right? So first we will learn about that Mendelian disorders, then we will discuss about that chromosomal disorders. So here you can see that the Mendelian disorders, what do you mean by that? It is actually caused by the alternation, right, or alteration or mutation, right? You can see that there will be some alteration, changes, right, or some mutation. That means either there will be a codon deletion, or you can see that frame shift mutation, point mutation, anything, right? That will happen in the single gene, and because of that there will be some diseases, right? Some disorders will happen. Such type of disorders are called Mendelian disorders, right? So you can see that these Mendelian disorders are because of that alteration in the single gene, right? Only एक ही जीन में कुछ ना कुछ डिलीशन और म्यूटेशन, कुछ ना कुछ अल्टरेशन होने की वजह से जो डिसीज हो रही है, उसी डिसीज को हम बताते हैं मेंटेलियन डिसऑर्डर्स, राइट? So here you can see that the pattern of inheritance. कैसे आपको समझ में आएगा ऐसे disorders हो रही है, right? In a family, right? The pattern of this disorder can be traced in a family by checking the pedigree analysis, the family tree or the pedigree analysis आपने check किया है, तो आपको easily समझ में आएगा generation to generation if any Mendelian disorders is happening or not, right? So here what are the main examples here? You can see that hemophilia, color blindness, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, phenylketonuria, these all are, there are so many examples, very few we are going to learn. There are so many examples out there. These are some of the examples of Mendelian disorders. Now we are going to discuss about that chromosomal disorders. What do you mean by chromosomal disorders? Chromosomal disorders, I told you, it's not because of the single gene, either some that now I'll say multiplication, that means duplication, you can see that, or by deletion, right? So aneuploidy, polyploidy, we will discuss in next class, right? Because of that, is there any changes? That means chromosomal aberration, we can say that. Such disorders are categorized as chromosomal disorders. Here today we are going to learn about that Mendelian disorders. The first one, that is the hemophilia, right? Hemophilia, otherwise known as the royal disease, is one of the very important chromosomal Mendelian disorders. Here we are going to discuss about the first Mendelian disorder, that's actually the hemophilia. It is otherwise known as royal disease. Why it is known as royal disease? There is a very interesting reason that we will discuss after this, right? So first we have to understand what you mean by hemophilia, right? So there will be some problem in that related to blood, that we can easily understand, right? So this disease also known as the bleeder's disease. Why it is known as the bleeder disease? Because those persons having this disease, they will have severe problem in the blood clotting. So that's why they will continuously bleed, right? They don't have that clotting factor, we can see that. In there, the blood will not clot, right? So that's why they will have the bleeding, continuous bleeding. So that's why the name is bleeder's disease. Now we have to learn that how this disease is actually happening, right? So first you have to understand this hemophilia, it's a sex-linked disease. Sex-linked. Why mean that sex-linked? That means it is associated with sex chromosomes. In the sex chromosomes, we know that there is a female one and this is a male one, right? So this is a male, this is a female, and this is a male one, right? In the sex-linked, this hemophilia is actually X-linked, right? That means in this X chromosome, a single gene has some problem. Because of that, this hemophilia is actually happening, right? So here you can see that, and it is sex-linked, that's actually the X-linked, and it is recessive too. So that means if both, that means homozygous condition, then only this hemophilia will be expressed. So if a female must be hemophilic, then she must be having both with X having that hemophilic gene. Then only she will be an affected hemophilic patient, right? But here you can see that males having only one X, if that is also having X hemophilic gene, then there is a possibility of becoming hemophilic. That's the important thing you have to remember. I hope you understand this. We will go and discuss furthermore, then you will understand. Right. So what's actually happening? I told that this hemophilia is a X-linked or X-linked, that's actually the sex-linked recessive disease, right? And what is actually happening? You can see that the protein involved in the blood clotting, right? So that will be affected. That means blood clotting, the blood clotting factor, that will be affected. Because of that, there will be no enough clotting factor, and the blood will not clot whenever there will be a minor wound or anything. So that means continuous bleeding will occur, right? So there are, you can see that there are two types of alleles are there, which is actually responsible for this disease. One, you can see that this is the H1, which is the normal one, and the other small h, which is a hemophilic gene, right? That means if this gene is present there, then there is a chances of getting hemophilia, right? So you can see that if a simple cut is there in that patient, that even lead to that a very heavy bleeding, and the person will have some problems. Even it can lead to death of that patient if it is not properly treated at the time, right? So we will discuss what are the cases, right? So one case you can see here, the major point you have to remember, it is X-linked and it is recessive. This is our normal gene which is having H, that's the normal one, right? And this will be the hemophilic one, hemophilic X-linked type, right? So that's why it is recessive, that also we told, right? Then if the male which is having only one X, right, if it is having normal chromosome, then this is the normal one, and here you can see that if it is a hemophilic one, then it is a hemophilic patient. So I can clearly say this is normal female, right? This is the normal female. Now when it will become, you can see that this is hemophilic, right? Hemophilic female, again XX, so that's why it is hemophilic female. What about this? This is normal male. Obviously XY it is male, but it is normal male. Normal male. What about this? Here we told it is X-linked, right? And it is recessive. Recessive, we are telling these two are, if this is two are recessive, then homozygous condition, then only the recessive will express. So that's only in female. Here it must be recessive, but here only one X is there. That is also affected. So obviously they will have the hemophilia. So we can say that this is the hemophilic male. So these are the conditions, right? So you can see here, this is the normal female, hemophilic female, right? Normal male and hemophilic male, right? So here I have described about all these conditions. You can see that affected, right? And here it is both condition. What about this condition? When they will become that, one is that actually the capital H, the normal one is the affected one. When they will become this condition, I will show you that. If you are taking a dose of a normal female, this is the normal female, right? Normal. And it is crossed with a hemophilic male. So it is male, which is actually affected one. What are the gametes? Chances of gametes you can see here. This is actually a normal one gamete only. Here that will be produced. Here you can see that there will be two sperms will be there. One is carrying the X chromosome, right? Here this is the affected X, right? And the other one. So what are the chances of crossing these two? So what will be the, this will be female, but here it is having the hemophilic gene in this X chromosome. So she will not have that hemophilia. Why she is not having the hemophilia? Because we told that this is an X-linked recessive. When both genes are present then only it will express. So that's why here the dominant character, which is the normal one, that will express, this will be hidden there. So that's why the female, there is very rare chances to get that hemophilia when she will become both that hemophilic gene. But most of the case, she will have the chances of getting carrier. So that's why it is a carrier. Why we are telling carrier? She can give this disease to the next generation, right? So here you can see that there will be a normal gene, which is the dominant one. So that will express in this time. But next generation, this gene is given to other patient. Then that patients, that offsprings may become a hemophilic. So she can become a carrier. So what about here? This will be, then here, this is a normal one. There is no hemophilia, right? And if you are taking these two rows again, I am taking here, just writing with another color so that you will understand. This carrier, right, which is the female one, and another one here, right, and a normal male. So this is the male one and this is the female, right? What type of genes are possible? Gametes. Gametes, you can see here, a normal one and then hemophilic gamete, right? Here you can see that a normal one and the Y one. What is the possibility here? You can see here, if these two are crossing, this will be a normal female, right? And if these two are crossing, this is the normal male, right? What about these two? Here you can see that if these two are crossing, you can see that this is the carrier female, because you can see that a normal gene and a hemophilic gene. What about this two? So here you can see that here this is the affected one, affected male. Why this is affected? Because you can see that the only X chromosome present, that is actually the hemophilic one. So obviously that will be affected. So here you can see that the chances of getting the female getting hemophilia is very less, very rare, because most of the case she will become the carrier or she will have the normal one, right? When the mother will be hemophilic carrier, right, or that my hemophilia patient, and the father will become the hemophilia one, then only there will be a chances. That also I will draw here, then you can easily understand. Can you see that? If we are taking that the mother is hemophilic one, or if you can take that as a carrier one, we will take both cases. You can see that if it is hemophilic one, what are the chances here? Here you can see that, and here this one, and here this one, this one. Here you can see that the first one will be a normal female. Not normal, she will be the carrier one. Because here father is hemophilic, so the X getting from the father, obviously they will have the hemophilic gene. So here she will become the carrier. What about this one? Here a normal male, and here you can see that here this is that hemophilic female, and here this is the hemophilic male. So then only if mother is a carrier and father is a hemophilic patient, then only there is a chances of hemophilic female is there. That's why we are telling this is a very rare chances, but other cases, most of the cases, the female become the carrier and the male become affected. So there is a question, commonly asking question from this topic, why the males are more affected? Because this is a X-linked recessive disease and the male carrying only one X. If it is affected chromosome is there in that X, then there is a high chances of getting hemophilia for the male. I hope you have a clear idea about hemophilia. And one more thing I have to tell here, we already told you this is a royal disease, right? Why it is known as royal disease? Because Queen Victoria, that means she was a hemophilic carrier and she have produced so many hemophilic offsprings. So that's why this disease is known as royal disease. So here is the second Mendelian disorder, that's actually color blindness. Color blindness also, like the same way we have discussed about the hemophilia, it is also X-linked, sex-linked and recessive disease. So obviously you can understand that what are the character we told in hemophilia, that's also applicable here, right? The mostly chances of getting the disease is for male, right? So here what is actually happening? This disease actually due to the defect in either red or green cone of eye. There are, you know that there are cone cells and rod cells in our eyes, right? Which is actually help to distinguish between the colors, right? Red and green, all these colors, and night vision by the rod cells, right? So what is actually happening? Here, there will be some genes present in the X chromosome that will become defective, mutated. Because of that, there will be a failure to discriminate between that red or green color, right? So that's actually telling that color blindness. They cannot, those people who is having this color blindness, they cannot distinguish the green or red color properly, right? So that's why they are actually failed to discriminate between the red or green color properly. So that's why we are telling color blindness. I hope it is a clear idea, right? Now, why it is happening? We already told that this has happened due to the mutation in some genes in the X chromosomes. So here you can see that this color blindness gene is actually present on the X chromosome, right? And it is recessive also. So here chances of getting color blindness to female when both that X chromosome is color blinded gene is there, then only the female will get. So that means there is a rare chance, right? And here you can see that the normal allele, which is actually the dominant allele we are telling, that's actually the C1, right? And if the recessive allele, that's actually causing this color blindness disease, right? Here I told already, a daughter will be color blind only when her mother, at least a carrier, and father is colorblind. Then only a female will have the chances of getting color blindness. But here also you can see that the male is getting that color blindness more because he is having only one X chromosome. If it is having that color blindness gene there, then obviously he will be colorblind. It's just like that, following the hemophilia pattern itself. I hope you have a clear idea.